Jesus, take away everything they should be ashamed of. From us, Jesus.
Romans chapter 4 verse 4 to 5, and the Bible says, "Now to him who walks, the wages are not counted as grace but as debt. But to him who does not work, but believes on him who justifies the ungodly, the Bible says his faith is counted for righteousness." Friends, I've realized that if your confidence rises when you do well, and then it falls when you fail, you've already shifted foundations. And you see, that shift has a name. It's self-righteousness. Listen, there's something that Paul sort of made very clear. That the moment righteousness becomes something you work for, grace stops being grace and it turns into payment. And God does not owe anyone righteousness. And this is the tragedy today, that many believers fully accept that they were saved by grace. But at some point, we later assume that maturity is what qualifies us. And that assumption is deadly, because growth does not replace grace. Obedience does not upgrade righteousness. Discipline does not improve your standing with God. And those things are fruits, but they are not foundations. And that is how self-righteous growth begins. You no longer say it loud, but inside something shifts in you. You feel more confident when you've prayed well. You're more accepted when you've been consistent. You feel more distant when you failed. And without realizing it, your peace starts responding to performance. That is a drift. If peace rises and falls with performance, then grace is no longer your anchor. I tell you the truth, friend. Growth was never meant to become your confidence. Growth is meant to deepen your dependence on God and not to replace it. And the goal of maturity is not to feel more qualified. The goal of maturity is to trust Christ more completely. So the moment growth becomes your confidence, Christ is no longer your foundation. And that is why spiritual usefulness sometimes can be dangerous, because you begin to do much for God and slowly forget how helpless you are without him. And you become more effective but less dependent. You become more visible but less broken. You become more active but you're less anchored. And the most dangerous pride, friends, is spiritual usefulness that forgets spiritual helplessness. I just want you to know today that if you ever feel closer to God because you did well, and farther from God because you failed, then you've shifted foundations. Now, you may still be growing, you may still be serving, you may still be disciplined, but you're drifting. Because Christianity does not stand on how well you are doing. It stands on how well Christ has done it. So hey, if you spell the word Christian and take out Christ, you're left with 3 letters: I-A-N. And that could mean I am nothing. So when you succeed, give thanks. Don't take the credit. When you fail, return quickly. Don't hide. When you grow, stay humble, not confident in yourself. Because grace did not save you to hand you back to performance. If Christ saved you, Christ must remain the center. And the moment Christ is no longer the center, growth becomes dangerous and the drift begins. So friends, if growth ever becomes your confidence, Christ is no longer your foundation, because you don't graduate from grace. Have a blessed day, friend.